From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Wednesday morning. Today is indeed a First Alert Weather Day as the roads out there looking a little bit slick. We could run into the same issue for Thursday morning, but all that, in spite of that, we are going to be warming things up into the 40s and 50s over the next 7 days. Pretty mild for this time of the year, and our forecast is going to trend mostly dry again for Friday and beyond. So just to reiterate, First Alert Weather Day for this morning and for tomorrow morning. Here's a current look at First Alert radar. We're seeing some snow up in the Blues, also up into the Cascades. Lower elevations looking dry, but we are seeing those areas of pink on the current road conditions map, which means that we are seeing some areas of ice. If you see a wet spot out there this morning, just assume that it's a slick spot. And please, please, please take it slow. These temperatures are very important this morning. We're at 28 for the Tri-Cities, 31 for Sunnyside, 27 for Ellensburg, where it's below 32. That's bad news. And it looks like we're mostly below 32 out there. Okay, here's your hourly forecast for this Wednesday for the Tri-Cities. Thankfully, I think by the late morning, most of the roadways, at least for lower elevation, should improve. Could have another round of showers as we head into this evening. So for today, definitely a lot warmer. At least the daytime high is going to be a lot warmer, 30s and 40s. And I'll talk more about why we are trending much warmer for this time of the year. That's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, Walla Walla Fire District 5 levy is up for renewal, keeping vital EMS services running across the county. Coming up, we're going to explain why fire officials say this levy is critical to keeping response times fast and equipment up to date.
Plus, the Pasco School District is also asking voters to renew a levy, this one supporting programs from athletics to fine arts. This morning, we'll show how this funding shapes students' experiences and what's at stake if it doesn't pass.
And Allegiant Airlines is merging with Sun Country, raising questions for travelers right here in the Tri-Cities. Coming up, we're going to expose what the merger could mean for flights, destinations, and ticket prices. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now, Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Wednesday, January 28th, and we can't start this Wednesday, the 28th, without saying happy birthday to our producer.
Our lovely producer, Kat.
We love her so much.
So much. She keeps the show running. She keeps
us running.
Yeah, which we need in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. So happy birthday to her. A lot of news to get to, of course, this morning as well.
And we do want to start your top stories off with your voice, your vote. So in Walla Walla, Fire District 5's levy renewal is on the ballot for this February 10th. It's a measure that's been supporting emergency services in the community for over 3 decades.
But what does this renewal really mean for you and your neighbors? Well, this morning, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia breaks down the story behind the levy and why it matters to every corner of the county.
Since 1990, the Walla Walla County Fire District 5 levy has been a steady presence, renewed every 6 years to keep vital emergency services running smoothly. Fire Chief Mike Wickstrom says it's not a new tax, but a continuation of trusted support.
I think the big piece of it is, each time we look at our ballot, we're like, another tax. This is not. This is just a renewal. It's something that's really proven to be really sound and it's spent well throughout the county.
Chief Wickstrom explains that this levy is the backbone of the county's EMS system, a service relied upon heavily by residents. Without it, the county faces challenging decisions about how emergency medical services are delivered across the area.
Majority of our calls are EMS driven. And so this would be, close to almost half of our EMS delivery, so we would have to make changes in how we provide our service to the community if this doesn't pass.
Beyond emergency calls, the levy funds EMT schooling and ongoing training mandated by the state.
It provides the EMS training, all the trainings and ongoing trainings, initial and ongoing, provides all the equipment that we use from all the bandages to all the cots and everything else that we might use for for paramedics or EMTs to show up at your house. So very expensive equipment, and so it's real vital that we have this.
The impact of this levy reaches every person in Walla Walla County. Chief Wickstrom highlights how the fire districts work together to ensure a quick and effective response no matter where an emergency happens.
It's important to get that service to them quickly. And that's something that we provide in all of Walla Walla County provides really, really well. So we work really well with other fire districts around us, and so if we're busy on another call or multiple calls, there's always somebody available to come to your door.
Looking ahead, if the levy doesn't pass this February, the district plans to bring it back for a vote in April.
It's that vital. Yeah, it's one of those that we just can't ignore. It's very vital to the EMS delivery system in all of Walla Walla County.
Chief Wickstrom says the renewal would stay at 50 cents per 1,000 of property value. Reporting from Walla Walla, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
And of course, ballots have gone out. I know here in Benton County, mine showed up in the mail last week.
I need to check my mail.
Check your mail, exactly, because your ballot's probably in there. So be sure to submit your ballots no later than 8 p.m. on February 10th.
And you can drop them off in person at a drop box and make sure your signature matches the one on file. It's the one usually on your driver's license.
That's right. And more levies to talk about over in Pasco. Voters there will be deciding this February whether to renew a school levy that helps funds program not fully paid for by the state. The school district is asking voters to approve an educational programs and operations replacement levy.
District leaders say it's not a new tax, but a renewal of the current levy that expires at the end of this year. If approved, the 4-year levy would run from 2027 through 2030, with a projected rate of about $2.17 per $1,000 of assessed property value.
The levy helps fund programs like athletics, fine arts, school safety, and academic activities, generating about $35 million a year, while also allowing the district to receive more than $14 million in state levy equalization assistance.
The outcome of those dollars is intended to truly reflect what the community values. So those things that we love about our school district, you know, that's what the money goes towards.
District leaders say the levy and the state equalization funds together make up about 10% of Pasco's operating budget, supporting staff and student programs across the district.
5:07 and staying in Pasco, but looking to the skies as an airline merger is making waves nationwide, and it's sparking questions right here in the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, Allegiant Airlines has announced plans to acquire Sun Country Airlines in a $1 billion merger that would create one of the country's largest low-cost leisure carriers. So with Allegiant already flying out of Pasco, travelers are now wondering if this could mean fewer flights, more destinations, or changes to ticket prices.
Airport officials say mergers like this one can sometimes lead to expanded service down the road, but for now, travelers flying out of Pasco can expect business as usual.
Allegiant's been a good partner of ours. They're growing by adding Orange County, which starts in a couple weeks. So I don't know yet if we will be a benefactor of the merger.
Taft says he doesn't think the merger will hurt the Tri-Cities Airport and isn't sure what this will do to Allegiant's network, but for now he says this is good news for travelers.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, escalating tensions between federal immigration authorities and the Minneapolis community are now spilling onto Capitol Hill, triggering a funding standoff that could shut down parts of the government. And coming up, why immigration enforcement is now tied to the budget debate and what happens if lawmakers miss the deadline. We'll break that down in your national news after the break.
But first, giving you a live look outside from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. When we come back, we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth, who's going to break down your first look forecast on this Wednesday.
Driving the Nissan Kicks with intelligent all-wheel drive is like the best seat in the house. See why it's been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy 5 years in a row. Drive the reimagined Nissan Kicks today. Now get a low $309 per month lease or get up to $1,000 customer cash on the 2026 Nissan Kicks.
Pet owners know the struggle. Your best bud can track all sorts of gunk indoors. Now there's a simple solution. It's Muddy Mat, the anti-mud mat that keeps your dog's paws clean before they make a mess inside. Use Muddy Mat under your pet's food dish, in the bathroom, even catch spills in the kitchen. Call or go online to order your Muddy Mat right away. Through this introductory offer, order 2 and get 1 free for only $19.95 each.
Home isn't just walls and a roof, it's where hope begins. With Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity, you can build that home together with people who care. Our path to ownership is affordable and supportive, with education and partnership at every step. Wondering if you qualify? Fill out our online application. We are building in Benton and Franklin counties and in Walla Walla. Apply online today. Let's build the place you'll call home.
When you have a Medicare partner you trust, life gets lighter.
HealthSpring?
You know it. Put a spring in your step. HealthSpring.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
Tonight. Wipe that smile off your face.
You are not Papa. I couldn't do that show today. There's no way.
Dirty Talk, when daytime talk shows rule TV. Tonight on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Kraken Nights. Coverage begins at 7 Saturday on My Network TV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It will certainly be pretty mild for late January and early February over the next 7 days. And here is why. You see this area of low pressure that's off in the Gulf of Alaska right now. Extending off of that is a warm front, which is bringing in a warmer air mass from the south and west. And so that's what's going to end up bringing up our temperatures. Here's your day planner forecast for this Wednesday for the Yakima Valley. Could see some sunshine for this morning, but into the afternoon, clouds starting to build. We get that next round of rainfall into the afternoon and evening. So let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in the Cascades, where rain and snow are both going to be likely. High temperatures getting up into the 30s. Then for the Kittitas Valley, could see some freezing rain early this morning. I'm thinking by the late morning to lunchtime, that's when the roadways should start to improve. High temperatures are up around 40 degrees. I'll take you down to the Yakima Valley, where I'm thinking it's mostly just going to be rainfall for today, but those roads for this morning certainly could be pretty slick. High temperatures getting into the low to mid 40s. For the lower Columbia Basin, will also end up in the mid 40s. And then for the Blue Foothills, a little bit warmer here, as some of those high temperatures could be a little bit closer to 50 degrees. And then finally for the Blue Mountains, 30s and 40s. And then as you take a look at some of the overnight lows for tonight, will certainly be a good deal warmer in comparison to some of the other nights we've had as of late, as low temperature is going to fall down into the 30s, but still pretty close to that freezing threshold in a lot of instances. So that's why maybe we could see some slick roadways for tomorrow morning as well. But those temperatures going up, look at this, Yakima Valley touching 50 by next Monday, which will be a good deal warmer than normal for this time of the year. And those overnight lows going to hover around freezing. But we will touch on that potential for icy roadways over the next couple mornings. Once again, coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 5:13, taking you to Capitol Hill this morning as the latest fatal shooting involving federal agents in Minneapolis has increased the odds of a government shutdown.
Some Democrats are now refusing to support funding for the Department of Homeland Security. This while Republicans need bipartisan support to keep several key government agencies open.
So this morning we turn to Brian Abel with the latest as lawmakers face a midnight Friday deadline.
Escalating tensions between the community and federal immigration authorities in Minneapolis, now creating a battle over government funding on Capitol Hill. That could lead to a partial shutdown.
What we're witnessing right now is it's completely out of control.
The fatal shooting of Alex Preddy by federal agents appears to be the tipping point for some Democrats who are vowing to withhold votes on an appropriations package for multiple government agencies, including the Departments of Defense, Transportation, and Homeland Security, unless DHS reins in its immigration enforcement actions.
We need systemic changes here before we move forward with the appropriations.
The Democratic caucus calling for DHS funding to be separated from the other funding bills.
Take up DHS by itself. Let's have an honest negotiation, put some guardrails on what's going on, some accountability, and that would solve this problem. We don't have to have a shutdown.
The White House, so far, isn't on board.
Policy discussions on immigration in Minnesota are happening. Look, the president is leading those discussions, but that should not be at the expense of government funding for the American people.
If all Senate Republicans vote yes, they need at least 8 Democrats to join them to get the funding passed. But if the sides cannot come together by midnight Friday, once again, thousands of government workers across agencies, from the Pentagon to air traffic controllers to TSA, will be impacted. In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
And this latest funding clash comes just over 2 months after the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. That was 76 days to be exact, which ended only after lawmakers broke a similar deadlock.
At the time, Republicans pushed for a clean funding bill, while Democrats insisted health care protections be included. Of course, we'll continue to bring you the very latest developments as they become available.
And keep it here, because coming up next, we're checking back in with Josh Colbreth. He's going to break down that First Alert full weather forecast. It's all coming up in just a few minutes.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks, and we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
And Consumer Reports.
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits, including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Are you suffering with constant agonizing knee pain? Have you been told that you have arthritis or are bone on bone? Is knee pain making simple activities like walking stairs or kneeling impossible? If this sounds familiar, the next 60 seconds could change your life. Do not let knee pain control your life any longer. Our powerful program addresses the underlying causes of knee pain without masking symptoms. There is no use of drugs, injections, or surgery. Do not miss this opportunity. Call now to see if we can help. If you qualify for care, day 1 we will perform a trial treatment. Please listen carefully. You will know by the end of the first visit whether or not we can help you. Do not hesitate. Call now. You don't need to suffer any longer. Call right now to see if you qualify for our program that has transformed thousands of lives. Call before it's too late and take the first step towards the knee pain relief you deserve.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became America's best-selling trucks, and we've kept that title every year since. Ford, the most awarded brand for initial quality among trucks by J.D. Power.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is a First Alert weather day for this morning, also into tomorrow morning as well. Some of those roadways could be a little bit icy. Another update on some of the road conditions, and we're seeing a good deal of pink and blue on the map, which means that we are seeing some snowy or icy roadways out there. If you see a wet spot, just assume that it is an icy spot, and please, please, please take it slow. Let's put the next 48 hours into motion with Futurecast radar. Looking pretty dry by 8 a.m., but here's that next round of precip now impacting the Cascades around lunchtime, and then that's eventually going to impact lower elevations to the east of there into this evening, and then another surge of moisture. This is by midnight as we transition into Thursday, and this round could also provide a very thin layer of ice for lower elevations. So that's why we're extending the First Alert weather day for a lot of locations into Thursday morning as well. Now into Thursday evening and into Friday morning, I think at this point the temperatures are going to be just warm enough to where this is going to be a cold rainfall. Of course, you'll still have to be safe on your morning commutes, but it doesn't look like those commutes are going to be as treacherous. So let's time out the chances for freezing rain over the next couple days, specifically for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. That's where the chances are going to be the best. So for this evening after 8 p.m., that's when chances for freezing rain going to come back to Ellensburg. And then for tomorrow, chances are going to be much higher, especially before 7 a.m. After that, we're looking a good deal drier. And then for the Yakima Valley, this is for today into this evening. Looks like it's just going to be a cold rainfall, but by tomorrow morning, especially closer to midnight, that's where and that's when we could have a little bit of freezing rain. So here are some of the ice accumulations we're expecting from this morning through late tomorrow morning. And again, just like a little smattering, 0.01, 0.01, but that is just enough to make those morning commutes slick. And then in terms of the snowfall, Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, Blewett and Sadis passes, not seeing impacts that are going to be too extreme, but Stevens Pass could pick up a half a foot of snow. So definitely US Highway 2 would be a little bit of a treacherous commute. Then we'll just see a little smattering of snow for our Blue Mountain passes. Now for Friday and beyond, we're going to go back to being mostly dry once again. Not great news for the snowpack, as those numbers not looking too fantastic. Of course, we'll have more to say about that on Friday. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Chances for some slick roads this morning and tomorrow morning as well. For Yakima, we'll also see the same thing, patchy areas of ice over the next couple mornings. In Ellensburg, same thing for the Kittitas Valley as well, but it looks as if Friday morning's commute should be safer. For Hermiston, maybe a little icy over the next couple mornings, but look at those daytime highs, not too shabby. Finally, Walla Walla, maybe a little bit slick in the foothills this morning, but warmer air should limit that threat by tomorrow morning.
And that black ice is no joke. I almost fell this morning on the way to the car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was like slippery. So keep an eye out, an extra eye out. Use your flashlight or something. I don't know. Do something, because
a cautionary tip.
Yeah, and I was holding our producer's cookies, so I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna like fall all over the street.
This is how it goes down today.
I know, yeah. So good thing that didn't happen.
You're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like you say, you don't think about it as much sometimes because, you know, we haven't seen snow. We haven't seen these like really bitterly cold temperatures that we're maybe used to this time of year, but it's still cold enough to freeze, especially overnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you do see that moisture, yes.
I'm ready for the 50s though, or 49 or whatever.
Anything, yeah. I just want more sunshine.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. The newest season of Bridgerton drops this week, and it promises new romance, scandal, and surprises
in the tone.
In the tone.
I'm so excited.
I know, I can't wait. We're gonna give you first, I got caught up watching and stopped reading, so that's, oops. We're gonna give you a first look at what's to come. It's all ahead in your entertainment headlines.
Good sleep is essential to life, health, and happiness. And all good sleep starts with the right mattress. With Doctor's Choice from Denver Mattress, you'll find the perfect combination of body-cradling comfort and reactive support. And with 10 levels of comfort to choose from, I put my trust in Consumer Reports' recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Patients ask me how I treat my own back issues, and I suggest they turn to Doctor's Choice at Denver Mattress.
It's what I did and continue to do to maintain my active lifestyle.
Life moves fast. At Frechette Winery, we invite you to slow it down and savor the moment. Join us on Red Mountain for bold, flavorful red wines, a welcoming vibe, and experiences meant to be shared, from relaxed tastings to unforgettable wine and dinner events. Located just minutes from Benton City in West Richland, we're open daily, noon to 5. Come for the wine, stay for the warmth, experience the Frechette vibe. Great wine brings people together, and we'd love to welcome you to Frechette.
Even on an antidepressant, there are days I feel stuck in my head. Depression symptoms like sadness and low energy can hold me back. I wanted to break through. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant significantly reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase these in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling like you need to move, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
So why don't you speed?
I've had one too many close calls on the road, and then I learned the facts.
It's dangerous to drive too fast.
It's true. 1 in 3 fatal crashes involve speeding.
This is our neighborhood, too. Most people try to be safe, but speeding is dangerous.
You know, the faster you go, the longer it takes to stop.
The faster you drive, the harder you'd hit someone. That driver gets it. Slower speeds save lives.
Please drive the speed limit so everyone is safe.
Together we get there.
Dateline tonight on Apple Valley News Now's My Network TV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, the latest season of Bridgerton is almost here and love is in the air once again.
Can't wait. This Thursday, the popular romantic drama returns for its 4th season.
Now this morning, David Daniel has an overview of the first 3 seasons and what to expect ahead.
I am tired of pretending. And I cannot continue acting as if I do not love you. Because I do.
Bridgerton began with Daphne Bridgerton and Simon Bassett turning their fake courtship into true romance and sparking the audience's romance with the series, the Bridgerton family, and the scandal sheet of the mysterious Lady Whistledown.
Dear reader, if there is the scandal, I shall uncover it.
After your father died, a wall went up inside you, as if love had become some weakness instead of your greatest strength.
Season 2 found Anthony Bridgerton betrothed to Edwina Sharma, yet irresistibly drawn to her sister, Kate.
My honor is hanging by a thread that grows more precarious with every moment in your presence.
The scene you caused led him to believe you had feelings for me.
What if I did have feelings for you? Penelope Featherington, are you going to marry me or not?
In Season 3, Penelope Featherington wedded her longtime friend and crush, Colin Bridgerton, and was unmasked as the mysterious gossip columnist, Lady Whistledown.
It was easy to cast aspersions from the shadows where I could not be found. But I see now how much courage it takes to live a life out in the open.
You're quite the teacher.
You are perhaps the most intriguing person I've ever met.
The Season 4 fairy tale has Cinderella meets upstairs downstairs vibes as Luke Thompson's Benedict Bridgerton is drawn to Yaron Ha's Sophie Beck, just the latest couple to be the talk of the ton. Binging in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I'm all in.
I was so excited. That was
everything I needed.
Everything I needed. I do need that in this season. I don't know. We've had gloomy weather, so I just need this, and then Wuthering Heights to come out, and then
that's fine.
I think I'll be okay.
Fine.
Yeah. Didn't that make you want to watch it, Josh?
Don't disrespect it.
Not disrespecting it. Not my particular cup of tea, but I hope y'all enjoy the new season.
Oh, we will.
We'll tell you all about it.
That sounded like a threat.
We're going to hear about it every single day.
Oh, we will. Okay, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A town hall in Kennewick, leaving neighbors with more questions than answers about a proposed home for registered level 3 sex offenders. Coming up, we're going to take you inside that meeting and the heated exchanges with officials and explore the gaps in training, what it could mean for a neighborhood in Kennewick and the safety there. That's all coming up in your next half hour. But first, here's your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, TikTok has settled a major social media lawsuit avoiding a landmark trial. The suit claims TikTok and other social media companies engineered their platforms to get children addicted, ultimately leading to mental health issues. Snapchat settled last week. 2 European astronomers have discovered more than 800 previously unidentified cosmic anomalies using artificial intelligence. They created their own AI model that was able to sift through nearly 100 million image cutouts in just over 2 days, a task that would be impossible to do by hand. Finally, all Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh stores are closing as the company rethinks its grocery business. Some of those locations will be converted to Whole Foods stores. Amazon says it will also be focusing on its fresh deliveries and Amazon Now businesses. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
Hi, I'm Rob Lowe, and I love Royal Kingdom. It is the best mobile game out there. In fact, I've been playing it so much, I don't measure time in minutes anymore. I measure it in Royal Kingdom levels. I've been happily married for 89,652 levels. And waiting for my coffee here today.
Latte for handsome.
That's 3 levels. So download Royal Kingdom today and start playing.
Meet my dad. National University supports all his ends with flexible online courses. He can be a student and teach me how to hit a curveball. He's an ender. National University supporting all your ends.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back harder. Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
Not as much frost on my windshield this morning. I didn't have to wait as long.
No, but there was definitely quite a bit of moisture out there. Look, did it rain overnight?
It did.
I miss something?
Yes, it did rain overnight, and those temperatures right now in the Tri-Cities are very close. I think at the airport right now it's actually 28 degrees, so we will see some slick spots. The bridges are going to ice over first, so keep that in mind if you have to commute over any of the mini bridges that we have in this area. Let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. Of course, we are going with the first alert weather day, not only for this morning, but also for tomorrow morning as well, as those roadways could be a little bit slick. But in spite of that, we're actually going to be trending pretty mild for this time of the year. Highs getting into the 40s and 50s over the next 7 days. And our forecast is going to be trending mostly dry once again for Friday and beyond, which is not fantastic news. So just to reiterate, first alert weather day for the next couple mornings because of some of those icy roadways. Right now there is snow off in the Palouse, up towards Pullman, up towards Spokane, and also some snow up in the Cascades. But lower elevations are dry, but do not let that fool you. Here's a current look at current road conditions. It's either wet or icy, or we're also seeing a little bit of snow on the ground as well, mostly for higher elevations. But the ice is in play for lower elevations. So if you see a wet spot out there this morning, just assume that it is a slick spot. Here's some driving safety tips for freezing rain in particular. Reduce speed, avoid driving if at all possible. I know many of us can't avoid it. Avoid sudden stops. If sliding, turn wheels in the same direction as opposed to the opposite direction. Many people make that mistake, and avoid hills or steep inclines if you can. But again, a saving grace is that high temperatures will be going up over the next 7 days. We'll talk about why that's happening coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. We begin this half hour of news with more information on the hundreds of Kennewick residents that packed into Highlands Middle School on Monday.
We're hearing from the man who plans to operate the group home for registered level 3 sex offenders. Apple Valley News Now's Caleb Stipkovitz takes us to that town hall meeting and shows us how the community is reacting this morning.
Why is that okay?
Are you gonna answer that? For hundreds in the crowd and thousands more watching online, Monday's town hall meeting was the first opportunity for many community members to talk to officials, including the operator of the program, as an LRA is set to go into their neighborhood.
Audience members had so many questions that a long line still remained when the 2-hour Q&A session ended. Most of the questions were directed at property manager Joe Field, including why the neighborhood got chosen for the home, as residents say it's home to many kids in schools.
In schools, I live under the statute of the law, and schools are far enough away. In the neighborhood, listen to me, in the neighborhood that I have Walla Walla, there are 2 apartment complexes, 1 block. It doesn't matter, it's the same program. There's kids everywhere.
Audience members also pressed field and state officials about safety. They say that there are no safety measures that could make them feel comfortable living next to level 3 registered sex offenders.
A 19-year-old who is just coming into adulthood, who's working a 9-to-5, who's paying her taxes, should not have to be here telling grown men that this is wrong.
Field says the house will always be staffed with 2 workers during the day and 1 at night. He says residents will wear ankle monitors, and if they leave the property, workers are supposed to immediately call police. A woman who says she is the landlord of Field's Walla Walla program added that she believes the offenders are reformed.
These men have been respectful,
straight, and they have behaved beautifully.
But the bottom line for many in the crowd, including victims of sexual assault, is that they don't want an LRA in their neighborhood.
Why would you want to put anybody else through the pain that both you and me have felt? Why is that okay?
And after the town hall, residents took to social media to express their feelings on the meeting.
One social media user says he's disappointed that residents weren't alerted sooner about the plan, saying that he found it interesting that it was stated they were in communication with the city since January 2025. Another is saying, I think he, as in Joe Field, contradicted himself, outright lied multiple times, and danced around other inquiries. Other users say they feel worried for their property values, unsatisfied, and defeated. The town hall is leaving many residents with more questions than answers. Questions about transparency from leaders, the finances of the program, and whether or not neighbors can achieve their goal of preventing the LRA from opening. We plan to keep digging into this story to find the answers that community members are still waiting for. From Kennewick, Caleb Stipkovitz, Apple Valley News Now.
And now one of the topics that was brought up in that town hall meeting was the issue of training. People wanting to know what kind of training the staff at this proposed offender home will have.
And one of the speakers addressed Joe Field. He's the program director. They addressed him about the necessary training that a staff will have when it comes to working with and monitoring offenders at the Kennewick residence. And the response that Field gave did not sit well with the community.
What kind of equipment training do they have to go through before these officers can get there to restrain them?
So all my staff have been working in the same field for quite a while, right? That's the train. The training is working in the field. There is no training. I'm a social worker. But for chaperoning, they're trained by the RCTT team for chaperoning. But as far as a school training, there's no such thing. So working in the field is the experience and training, and they've been working in the field quite a long time.
What's RCTT?
Residential.
Right, folks have questions that we have them here to ask. So we want to make sure those opportunities happen. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle. I have small children.
And Apple Valley News Now investigates found while the Washington State DOC typically requires completion of specific training for safety and security, sex offender treatment programs, and how to supervise and monitor offenders, there is no clear indication if these programs will be required at the proposed location in Kennewick.
It's also important to note that the state requires staffers who are in transitional housing to be classified as residential rehabilitation counselors, but we don't know yet if that classification will fall into the lines for this house in Kennewick.
And we're also working to find out the training requirements. Be sure to join Apple Valley News Now in our next hour as we hear from residents present at that town hall meeting, and we're going to hear more about the current situation.
Yeah, story we're following very closely. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, he is impossible to miss at Seahawks games. Green fur, big energy, nonstop fandom. Coming up, we're going to meet the man behind one of the Seahawks' most recognizable super fans and how a grandmother, a costume, and a love for football created the Sea Squatch. We're talking sports coming up next.
Kraken Knights. Coverage begins at 7 Saturday on My Network TV.
Say cheese. It's picture day.
I didn't have time to practice my smile.
Gregory, want to sit down? It's your choice.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demand to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
Welcome to KVH Orthopedics, now in our newly renovated space that's modern and welcoming, with appointments available when you need them. Our state-of-the-art facility and advanced technology provide expert diagnostic and surgical care. Our team is with you every step of the way, helping you get back to the life you love. Experience the next level of orthopedic care at KVH. Schedule your appointment today. Kittitas Valley Healthcare, your home for health.
Brace your taste buds. Don't miss out on the new DQ $6.99 Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket. A spicy, bold heat, served with a side of our cool, sweet DQ soft serve as a dip. All for just $6.99. Plus, try a sweet, spicy sip of lemonade made with tahini. It's the new Spicy menu. For a limited time, only at DQ.
When you need legal help for your injuries, you don't need hassles. You need someone who knows his way around the courtroom. If you've been injured and want to know what your rights are, call 735-0546. Call now. They're waiting to help you.
This President's Day, upgrade every room for less at More Furniture. With sofas starting at $395, beds starting at $195, and mattresses starting at $329. We have styles for every budget. Plus, enjoy free delivery and 0% financing with no money down for 61 months. Shop the President's Day sale today at a More Furniture store near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demands to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
Say cheese. Spit your day.
I didn't have time to practice my smile.
Gregory, want to sit down? Your choice.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. High temperatures going to be very mild for this time of the year, going up to the 40s and 50s over the next 7 days. So we'll talk about why that's happening in just a second. But first, those current temperatures out there are indeed warmer in comparison to yesterday morning, but still a lot of us are below 32 degrees, which means that we could see some slick spots on the roadways. 20s and 30s up in the Cascades, mid-20s, in fact, a run of 27s for the Kittitas Valley, then for the Yakima Valley. Most of us in the mid to upper 20s. We are right at 30 for Grandview. Then in the Tri-Cities, you see 28. That's 4 degrees colder than the freezing threshold, which is 32. And then for the Blue Foothills, also most of us are either at or below 32. And then for the Blue Mountains, kind of dealing with the same thing. So you have to take it slow on the roadways for this Wednesday morning. You're probably going to have to do the same thing for Thursday morning as well. But the temperature is going up because this warm front is passing us right now. It's bringing in a much warmer air mass from the south and west. And so that is why we are going to be so mild over the next 7 days. Even trending a little bit milder for today in the Tri-Cities, highs getting into the mid 40s, which, I'm not complaining about too much. So for today, most of us are going to end up in the 40s. For lower elevations, we'll be stuck in the upper 30s in the Kittitas Valley. But for tonight, yes, this is technically warmer than this morning, but a lot of us are going to be right on the cusp of 32, which is why that morning commute for Thursday morning could be a little bit dicey once again. See, those high temperatures are going to stay about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, especially by the time we get to Monday. 54 in the Tri-Cities in early February. That is going to be a sight to be seen. And then those overnight lows are going to be stuck in the low to mid 30s. But again, I've said it ad nauseum. I'll say it again. The potential for icy roads over the next couple mornings. We'll talk about that threat coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Josh. 5:43 now, talking sports, as the Seahawks are known for their passionate fan base. And
example A.
And I am nowhere near this guy, though. We're talking about one of those super fans, C-Squatch.
Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable introduces us to C-Squatch, the man behind the mask.
Hi, I'm Heath Brewster, and I am the C-Squatch.
If you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, there's a good chance you've seen this green superfan at Lumen Field. But long before you could catch C-Squatch sightings on TV, a 5-year-old Heath Brewster was playing catch with his grandmother's autographed football.
Saw me in the back playing with the ball and instantly started swearing and screaming at me and don't you know what you're doing, and brought me in and taught me about who Steve Largent and Jim Zorn was and why it was such a cool deal. And that weekend we watched a game, and then from then on I've just been totally hooked.
Fast forward to 11 years ago, Brewster, who is currently a radio host on 610 KONA, was interviewing a Seahawks superfan. Brewster was already going to nearly every game and was encouraged to become a superfan himself and come up with his own identity.
And I just thought about it, and I thought, and then it just all kind of popped in my head, like the vision of what it would be.
With help from a friend who worked for haunted houses to make the suit, the Seasquatch was born. And now the Seahawks are heading to the Super Bowl with a date against the Patriots, a rematch of Super Bowl 49 when Seattle lost in heartbreaking fashion, right before the Seasquatch was born.
We're going to win by a lot. I think we're going to roll them.
Even with a potential Super Bowl victory on the way, there's one favorite moment Brewster has since becoming the Seasquatch. His grandmother, who introduced him to the Seahawks, had never been to a Seahawks game in person, but that changed for her at the age of 91.
To bring her to a game and to be able to do that before she passed was special.
Brewster's son was born 3 months before the Seahawks' last Super Bowl win in 2014, and they were present at the Super Bowl parade. If the Seahawks win again, there's no doubt they will return for another parade in Seattle. Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
I love it. Brewster was there for the Seahawks win over the Rams that sent them to the Super Bowl.
And he's confident the team he loves will get revenge on the New England Patriots. And I like his look. It's giving Lizard meets the Grinch meets a piñata.
Yeah. Yes. Oh,
perfect,
with
right?
The piñata vibe.
Yeah, because it's just like the frilliness.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do too. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint. Everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning, and giving you a live look outside right now from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to break down your full first alert forecast after the break.
For 50 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, spreading love and beauty for every occasion. This Valentine's season, express your heart with our stunning custom floral arrangements, vibrant live plants, elegant silk florals, and charming home decor. Our experienced designers are passionate about helping you create the perfect bouquet that says I love you in an unforgettable way. Visit us today on Clearwater in Kennewick. Celebrating love is what we do best, and we can't wait to help you make this Valentine's Day extra special. Shelby's Floral, we're more than just your flower shop.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
A new year comes with new goals and smarter choices. Enjoy a new vehicle from McCurley Chevrolet while staying on budget with payments as low as $16 per day. Or choose a wide range of McCurley certified vehicles. All makes and models carefully inspected, and our certification is included in the price you see. This year, stay on track financially and drive something you truly love. Thinking about saving? Think McCurley Chevrolet.
Okay, bye.
I met a cute poodle outside.
Oh, really?
She said everyone's talking about you and how you work for free. That can't be true.
Sure it is. When you're injured and have the heavy hitter on your team, we win or it's free.
Free?
Yeah. You don't pay us a penny unless we win for you.
That's doggone crazy.
Hello? Yeah, sure. That cute poodle you were talking to wants to have a play date.
Let's go.
The heavy hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Pet owners know the struggle. Your best bud can track all sorts of gunk indoors. Now there's a simple solution. It's Muddy Mat, the anti-mud mat that keeps your dog's paws clean before they make a mess inside. Use Muddy Mat under your pet's food dish, in the bathroom, even catch spills in the kitchen. Call or go online to order your Muddy Mat right away. Through this introductory offer, order 2 and get 1 free for only $19.95 each.
Attention viewers, Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday at 5:30 a.m. And join Good News Today the following week on Saturday, February 7th at 5:30 a.m.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee Weather, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is another first alert weather day. In fact, this morning and tomorrow morning, because those roadways could be a little bit icy, and current road conditions showing you a good deal of pink for lower elevations. So yeah, it could be a little bit slick out there. If you see a wet spot, just go ahead and make the safe assumption that it is an icy spot. Please, please, please take it slow out there. Let's put the next 48 hours into motion with Futurecast radar. By 8 a.m., looking pretty dry out there, but by lunchtime, here comes another round of precip. This is going to provide some more snow to the Cascades. Hey, we certainly need a lot more of that. And then by dinner time, this is pretty close to dinner time, 5 p.m., you can see just some light precip for lower elevations. But then there's this next round into Thursday morning. And even though the temperatures are going to be a little bit warmer, this could put down another layer of ice onto our roadways. So that's why we're extending the first alert weather day into Thursday morning. And then for Thursday evening into Friday morning, here comes another round. But at this point, I think the temperatures are going to be warm enough for lower elevations to where the threat for slick roads should go down. But of course, we're going to keep a very close eye on things. Okay, let's focus in on the valleys, because this is where the chances for freezing rain are going to be the highest over the next couple days. So for today, in the Kittitas Valley into the late evening, low end chances of freezing rain, much better chances for tomorrow morning, especially before 7 a.m. After that, it's looking a lot drier. Then for the Yakima Valley, this is for today. After 4 p.m., low end chances of rainfall. Looks like it's just going to be rain up until pretty close to midnight. That's when we could have another little burst of freezing rain. After that, it looks like it's just going to be a cold rainfall. So of course, we'll keep a very close eye on this as well. But those ice accumulations from this morning through late tomorrow morning, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it doesn't take a lot to make those commutes dangerous. And then in terms of the snowfall, we're expecting up in the mountains, not very much for Snoqualmie when we pass into the south, but Stevens Pass, which is just off the screen, could pick up 8 inches of snow. So that could be a little bit of a dangerous commute on US Highway 2. And then in terms of our precip chances, really after Thursday, it's looking just abnormally dry once again for this time of the year, which is not great news. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Chances for some slick roads this morning and tomorrow morning as well. In Yakima, we'll also see the same thing, patchy areas of ice over the next couple mornings. For Ellensburg, same thing for the Kittitas Valley as well, but it looks as if Friday morning's commute should be safer. For Hermiston, maybe a little icy over the next couple mornings, but look at those daytime highs up into the 40s and 50s, very mild for this time of the year. And then for Walla Walla, maybe a little bit slick in the foothills for this morning, but that warmer air should limit the threat by tomorrow morning.
Now, the morning sprint.
It is 5:51, time for your morning sprint, starting with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. A town hall at Highlands Middle School brought out hundreds of people who questioned state officials and program leaders about a proposed level 3 sex offender home planned for a Kennewick neighborhood. Training was a hot topic at the town hall as residents questioned what qualifications staff at the proposed offender home would have. State Department of Corrections typically requires specialized training for supervising sex offenders. Still unclear whether those requirements would apply at this proposed Kennewick location.
And a major airline merger is drawing attention nationwide and right here in the Tri-Cities. Allegiant Airlines has announced plans to acquire Sun Country Airlines in a $1 billion deal. This creates one of the largest low-cost leisure carriers in the U.S. Officials say mergers can sometimes lead to expanded service, but for now, passengers should expect business as usual at PSC. They also say it's too early to predict network changes, but they don't expect negative impacts for the PSC airport.
And staying in Pasco, the Pasco School District is asking voters to approve a 4-year replacement educational programs and operations levy. It'll be on your ballot. District leaders say it would continue the current levy rate, generating about $35 million annually, while unlocking more than $14 million in state levy equalization funding. Levy dollars help pay for staffing, athletics, fine arts, safety programs, and extracurricular activities. Officials note the levy makes up about 10% of the district's budget and adjusts over time with property values.
Over in Walla Walla, the Fire District 5 levy, which was first approved in 1990, is once again up for renewal. Fire officials stress it's not a new tax, but a continuation that helps fund nearly half of the county's EMS response. The levy also supports EMT schooling, ongoing training, and costly life-saving equipment. Officials say the renewal would remain at 50 cents per $1,000 of assessed property value, and if the levy fails in February, the district plans to bring it back to voters in April.
And the Harlem Globetrotters are coming to Kennewick to celebrate 100 years of basketball, entertainment, and community impact. What started as a small touring team has grown into a global brand built on connection and joy. Fans will see crowd favorites known for high-energy play, long-range shots, and non-stop interaction. The Globetrotters will be in Kennewick on February 4th at the Toyota Center, and tickets are on sale.
Turning now to your national headlines, a man attacked Minneapolis Congresswoman Ilhan Omar at a town hall meeting last night. This happened just seconds after she called for DHS Secretary Kristi Noem to resign and urge the abolishment of ICE. The man then rushed to the podium, yelling at her and appearing to spray a substance through a syringe. It was unclear what the substance was or whether it actually hit her. Omar's security detail took the man out of the room, and he was taken into police custody.
554, talking money this morning. Yale University is helping ease the financial burden of attending its campus. Starting in 2027, the school is expanding its financial aid program and offering free tuition for undergrads who come from families with an annual income under $200,000. It'll cover all expenses for those whose families make less than $100,000. Officials say with these changes, nearly half of all American households with kids under 17 years old could qualify for its total financial aid package.
In your health headlines, there may be some good news on the flu front. New data shows the season may have peaked. The CDC says the metrics it uses to measure flu activity, including hospitalizations and trips to the doctor, all trended down last week. The CDC estimates there have been 19 million cases of the flu this season.
555 in your sports headlines this morning. The Kraken took control at Climate Pledge Arena last night, rolling past the Capitals 5-1. After a scoreless first period, Seattle flipped the switch in the second, striking on a power play, cashing in rebounds, and pouring in 3 goals in the span of 1 period. Seattle kept the pressure on in the third, adding 2 more to put the game out of reach. The win wraps up another strong night at home as the Kraken gear up for Toronto tomorrow night.
And sticking to sports for what's trending this morning, now that the Super Bowl matchup is set, the countdown is officially on, and it's not just the teams that are getting ready.
No, crews are already working hard preparing the field for kickoff. For the playing surface itself, it takes about 2 days to install, and once it's done, that's when the real work begins.
The field is treated like prime real estate, constantly maintained and even stress tested by a machine designed to mimic how players run, cut, and stop. As game day gets closer, everything from halftime rehearsals to ceremonies has to work around keeping that turf game ready.
By kickoff, it all comes down to one thing: how the players' feet interact with the field on the biggest stage of the season. Exciting stuff. What is it, 2 weeks away?
Yeah,
something like that? Yeah.
Not this coming weekend, but the following. What is it, the 8th? The 7th?
Yes,
February
8th. Yeah. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in your 6 o'clock hour, we're going to take a look at an elite team of wingsuit skydivers threading the needle through the world's tallest hotel at speeds over 120 miles per hour. Oh my gosh. We're going to let you know how they pulled off this insane stunt coming up. That doesn't even look real.
That looks so cool. Oh my goodness. Also,
this is wild.
After fans flooded social media asking for this, the iconic Changeables Happy Meal toys are back at McDonald's, and we'll explain how this limited run release updates the classic 80s toys for today. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Yeah, I'm tracking some slick roads, freezing rain. Looks like we'll have to contend with that for the next couple mornings. So we will talk about those first alert weather days coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.